Welcome to another exciting conversation with our favorite philosopher, Bill Jordan.
Bill, you are an exciting guy. How about that?
You
And
guys
who knew? Who
about
knew
me.
that at
I've
this
been-
age,
No one
anything
ever
could be
said that
exciting?
about- Exciting.
Okay, guys, one at a time. Go ahead, Bill.
I just said nobody ever says I'm exciting. You guys are the only ones that call me fabulous and exciting and put all these things in. It's
Well,
so
you sent us a monthly check. What do you expect?
it ain't that big.
No, I'm not.
Bill, are you like me, where you depend on your phone for all your telephone information? I remember as a kid, I must have known 50 telephone numbers, but now I don't. I not only don't remember them, I can't remember them because it's all in here. It's all in here, and I don't have to remember anything.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's all in here, and I finally got the grasp of that. I do not use the assistant Siri on here to go, push the button. Siri, call Marianne. I don't do. I still try to, at least find it in my recents.
Yeah,
Find it
yeah.
in my contacts.
Yeah.
I need to jump ahead a little bit to doing that. I think there's probably some important numbers that we have that we probably should have memorized, though. What if your phone fries or dies on you and there is in a semi-emergency and you need to let somebody, you could borrow a phone, call your wife, call your daughter, call your brother, whoever it is, if you have the number memorized. But I mean, my brother out in Texas, I know it's an 817 area code, and that's all I've got. That's all I remember. So it's a good idea. I mean, years ago, before the smartphone, my dad had to go to the hospital and she was with him, but she couldn't call me or my two brothers because she didn't have the number on it because it was in a little Rolodex or whatever back at her apartment. She didn't know our numbers.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember.
What about the little black? Remember, you used to have, and forget about the joke about dating everything. The little black book. I used to have a little phone book. It had it didn't have calendar. It didn't have anything. It was just a little book that had, especially when I was selling to the financial district in Manhattan, and I had all my customers in there and extensions and what floor they were on. Well, I can have that in a phone. I had that, so that it didn't matter as long as I had a quarter or a dime in the day and a payphone, I could get a hold of anybody.
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, it's a mixed blessing, isn't it?
Well, it is, and I've written about it in my little book. In fact, because it is so. It's my little Brace the Boom for Baby Boomers, little book on philosophy, quick read, 45 minutes, great tips for me anyway on living a better life. But I was just reading about the Keep It Simple practice this morning, and it's about picking up that phone. We are addicted. You can. There's a setting on here. It'll show you at the end of a week how much screen time you use per day, or how many times you pick that phone up per day. And it's like the least little bit of boredom we've got. Boom. You go to a doctor's office, everybody's got their face in the phone. We're looking at, what are we looking for? And for me, I think it's the fear of missing out. That there must be some kind of information out there that I must or need to know. And that's from my days in as being a morning guy on the radio. I was always looking for a bit or something to talk about. But it's carried over now. So I've got to really be disciplined. I can do it on vacations. For that week, I'll say, I'm not even going to Facebook. And for whatever reason, it clicks and I don't go. But otherwise, this phone is, you are right. Absolutely right, John. It's constant. Commercial, you're watching TV, a commercial comes on, I grab the phone.
Well, let's face it. My grandsons don't use it for the web half as much as they use it to watch movies and videos, and this is their entertainment box.
Yeah, they play online games. But just as a note, one of the interesting things we were talking about using the phone as a phone, that a few of us actually primarily use it for, and with the caller ID, which some people had at home, but every phone has it, and if you have a list of all your contacts in there, their name's going to pop up so you know who it is. But the really annoying thing that's happened is that there are so many scammers trying to get money, and now we're in the election cycle, and they're calling all the time, and I just let them go to voicemail or delete them altogether. But when doctors confirm an appointment or say that the appointment has shifted a bit, they come through a number that is not their number that you called. Now, back in the olden days, if the phone rang in the house, you picked it up because it didn't say who it was or wasn't. You thought it might be important. Now, you let it go to voicemail. And sometimes they don't leave the proper thing or it's all garbled. Although I have to admit that in the last iteration of messages, they actually are doing a transcription while the people are leaving the message. And if you go to that, you can actually read what they're saying as they're saying it. And you could swipe the phone and actually pick up the call while they're still leaving the message. And that's a new thing. Wow. I happen to have an Apple, an iOS with the latest version on it. So that sort of has become useful. But really, I used to just throw everything off to junk mail, to garbage, or to leave a message, because and then you miss important calls because of that, because they're calling from a back office number that you don't know what it is.
The addendum to back in the day when our phone would ring, you just pick it up, like it could be a psychotic on the other end. You just pick it up like a crazy person. The other was making a call out. You calling a young lady you like, and her dad answers the phone. You actually had to get past the dad or the mom sometimes to get to the girl. So that's all changed. You don't got it anymore.
Oh,
That line of defense.
well, you mentioned your book, Bill,
Yes.
and I got to tell you, I think it's a valuable little tool. Got great advice.
I've really been keying in. I read a practice. There are 15/16 practices in it, very short chapters, and I mark it, and I just every day I'll read the next one, and I keep rotating through the book until these things become second nature. But being human, I need the reminder.
Yeah, it is a great book. I refer to it often as well, and I suggest that everybody. Where can I get this, Bill? Where can they get their copy?
Amazon.com is the best place. I think BarnesandNoble.com has it as well, but Amazon.com is where you'll see the reviews, and people have been very, very gracious with their reviews. I think they're all 5-star. Could always use more, but it's a quick read, and typically it's price reduction. It's not much anyway. I mean, it's like $11, $12, and Kindle version's even less. So it gave me a little outlet for some ideas that I had been kind of percolating on for a number of years, and this came out a couple of years ago, and it's doing quite well. And I appreciate that you guys find value in it, and I'm always thankful to hear from others who do as well.
Bill, thank you so much, but I got to take this now. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's your broker. Okay, buy low, sell high. That's a good idea. Okay, thanks.
Whoever it is, I don't have their number, so I'm not going to call them back.
See you guys.
Yes.
For more on Celebrating Act Two, visit our webpage, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and tell your friends. Celebrating Act Two is the user manual for the second half of your life.